So in this video I'm going to be looking at how M1 performed at the Fairbairns race before Christmas. I'm going to be looking at each oarsman for a couple of strokes, focusing primarily at the front end of the stroke, and hopefully that'll give us a guide as to where we need to go going forward to improve. Okay, so first up is Freddie at 7. Let's have a look on bow side, see what we're doing. So we're coming forward. What we're looking at mostly is the catch and the entry. So this is just a random stroke. We've approached front stops. Let's first of all count how many frames it takes for you to get connected. So that's your fullest extension, I would suggest. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 frames before you're in the water or touching the water. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 frames, I would suggest. And there's quite a bit of forward splash there. So why is that? What's causing that? You can see the legs are driving. The body angles begin to open out before you're even really connected. So by this point, the legs are already gone and you've only just really made contact with the water, full connection. Legs drive, no real body opening out, I would suggest. The arms are breaking quite early in relation to, let's say, Jacob here, who's got a good hang on there. Others are bending their arms early as well, so we can talk about that later on. Let's see if that was a random stroke. Let's see, pick another stroke. Going forward. Oops. There we are. So, again, the legs are driving. Let's count the number of frames. So we come forward to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, and you're not even touching the water. 5, 6, 7. 7, 8 again, but at least that's a better, slightly less forward splash, I would suggest. The legs are driving the blade in the water into the water, so we need to basically get the blade in the water much sooner and then drive. So the blade needs to be in the water before we start the drive. So that's Freddie. Okay, next up is Jacob. Let's have a look what you're doing. So coming forward again, let's look at how many frames it takes for you to get connected. So I suggest that's probably your furthest extension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still not in the water. 8, 9. There, now you're covered. So 9 frames and you are already at half slide. But what I do like about your stroke is this great opening out with the back. It's very powerful, very strong, and you're still nicely hanging with those arms. That's a really good middle back end of the stroke. So I do like that. Let's look at the second stroke, see if there's a difference. So first reach, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, touching the water, 6, 7, 8, 9. So again, 9. So similar to Freddie, right? We're taking a good deal of time to get our blade into the water, but then taking a reasonably good, decent stroke. Okay, let's have a look at Marco coming forward. Interesting to note that the knees are coming up. Let's see when your knees rise in comparison. Slower than everybody else. I think you're probably slightly behind off backstops. Let's have a look and see how many frames it takes you to get into the water again. So that's probably your maximum reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty good. And then you're connected, back's opening out, nice long arms. That's nice, I like that. Let's have a look and see if we can, if that was just a lucky stroke. So come forward. It's not really full extension, full compression by any stretch of the imagination. That's your full extension. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goodness me. 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, the final entry is quicker, but 8 frames again. Oh, that's interesting. Now where are the legs? By this point, the legs are pretty much gone. So you spent your leg drive going from in the air to in the water. So that was far less efficient. So we'll need to work on that. So that's Marco. And finally on bow side, let's look at Alex. So first of all, let's see how long it takes you to get into the water. So I would suggest that is, oh dear, what's those legs doing? That's your furthest extension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 into the water, 8 connected, and you're at half slide. And again, like Jacob, I think the real positive for you is that strong open out with a back. That's where you do gain your speed. Once you're connected, that back works well, but then there's a little bit of a slump. Let's have a look at the second stroke again. So that's your first reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's nicely buried, 8. And again, 2/3 of the slide still remaining. Drive, drive, backs opening out with the second half of the drive. Good. Yes, like that. Oh my goodness me, look at that. That, I think, is not quite what we want. That's a big washout there. So the handle's coming from up high there, down into your waist. We can talk about that another time. So that's Alex. Okay, we've moved to stroke side, and here is Hugh at stroke. Let's have a look and see how you get on. So nice, hands away, clear. So that's your first reach there, I would suggest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's going on there? Video, let's try that again. 1. So I suggest that's your furthest reach here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and in, and still a fair bit of legs left. That's good. Driving, driving, driving. Not bad. I can see the blade bending slightly. Back coming on. Outside arm. That's pretty good. I'd suggest maybe that blade is coming out a fraction early, but otherwise good. Let's see the second stroke. So I would suggest that is first reach. Balance of the boat is obviously quite off at this particular stroke, so you've probably got a much quicker entry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Backsplash because the boat's down on your side. But again, connected. Bend. Yes, that's good. That's not bad at all. Again, that's quite a bit of a lift of the blade out of the water, though. That that outside hand, you can see it's almost looking to, that wrist is cocked up there to try to feather the blade, which is what's pushing the handle down into your gut and washing you out. So that's an issue you might need to address as well. But again, about 8 frames for the catch. Okay, so moving to Nick. Hands away, body over. So that's where your handle comes to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the blade's buried. Hunched shoulders there is not terribly good, but the leg's still there, which means what's happened is that you have opened out the back to get the blade in the water. So you're actually pressing there, so your body weight is pretty much over your seat rather than forward of your seat. You've already unwound your back, the legs have worked, but then there's nothing to finish with, and your body is already going forward whilst the handle's coming in towards you, which means that the blade's washing out and you get trapped there. So that'll need a bit of correction. It's all down to you opening the back to put the blade in the water, all of that. There we go. Stop there. Yeah. Let's have a look at the second stroke. Let's see if that was random. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. Same again. Back's in the same position. Yeah, so this is what we need to be working on. Okay, so that was Nick. Okay, moving down the boat to Sam. Let's have a look, see where you are. Not very far forward with the body, I would suggest. Let's have a look and see where you get to. You get to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 frames and in. Legs still have quite a bit to go, which is nice. Now you can drive. Now you can drive. Now you can drive. Not bad. No body. Absolutely no body at all. And where's that handle going? Again, a little bit of a dodginess with the outside wrist there. You can see water being scooped up off there. Let's see the second stroke again. So you get to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that's quite interesting because actually you get it in quite quickly compared to the others on that second stroke. Once again, let's go through that again and see what you're doing with the back. So leg drive, a little bit more back that time, but again you're feathering. Oh my goodness me, look at that. That's coming right down. So that's a very poor finish there. So I need to work on that. And finally, eagle. So let's have a look at eagle. So we get to that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty good, but I would have to say that the legs are not nearly compressed enough, and the back is not over at all when you compare it to Sam and especially Alex. This outside shoulder is down, inside arm is very straight, which is pushing you out, and that's what the problem there is. So let's go back to that one. So yes, you're in the water and connected, but you've already used your back, so now your legs are driving. Legs are finished. Back's already finished, so you've got just your arms to finish off with, and therefore the blade comes out of the water and the arms are still pretty much straight. So that's not terribly good. So we need to improve on that. Let's have a look at your second stroke. So again, we get to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, you're in quick, but that's because you're using your back rather than your legs. And that's not a great position to be taking the start of the stroke from. And the back is still working. That's where you're effective, but then again, out you come to the finish. All right, so that's the technical analysis video. The goal was not to rip everybody apart. This goal is to try to see where we can improve. So let's go forward next term and improve these catches and these body positions.